Hi, this is Dr. Stan Gross. I'm president and co-founder of Sano Global Nutrition. I'd like to take the time to talk about our mega mineral complex. This is our ultra bone and muscle support system. Now, there are lots of reasons and lots of different minerals out there and lots of different products, but there's a reason why we put this together the way we did. Let's get started. Do you remember Dr. Wallach? He actually got things shook up a little bit when he came out with Dead Doctors Don't Lie. He also came out with another book called Health, Lies, and Medicine. He was kind of considered a heretic. He's actually a doctor of veterinary medicine, but what he found out through his study of animals transferred easily over to humans, and that is without a complete mineral complex, will never absorb and metabolize other nutrients, which is why many people were sick, and he attributed a lot of diseases to what? Mineral deficiency. Well, how does that happen? Well, there's all kinds of ways that we can be depleted of minerals, and one of the ones we think about a lot is calcium, right? So calcium alone affects so many functions of the body. We need it for increasing blood supply, of course, for strength in bones. Bones are made of more than just calcium, but it's important as far as strength and structure. Parathyroid, we're talking about how the body uses calcium channel blocking, for instance, to help with inflammation. Calcium resorption and vitamin D, we need that to not just protect our bones and strengthen our bones, but to support our immune system. And calcium absorption through the intestines, that's the fluid balance, also deionization. So calcium is vitally important, but all the minerals are important. So let's go back. Alkaline minerals. Well, alkaline just means salt, right? If we're looking at that. Looking at all the different plants and plant sources, what do we see? Well, we see a lot of tropical things. We see a lot of seeds. We see a lot of root vegetables. We see a lot of dark green leafy vegetables. And you have to answer this honestly. How many of you are having these mineral-rich foods 4 to 5 times a week? I'm waiting. I know. Very few people. We just don't think about these things. So if we're looking at virgin topsoil, it's got 112 minerals in it, and it's rich, it's vital, it has substance to it, it's a living thing. Unfortunately, commercial food growers only place 4 to 6 of the basic minerals back into the soil. Just enough mineral content so it gets lush and green. It'll still produce food, but that food is what? It's depleted of the majority of minerals that our body is used to having from foods that come out of virgin earth. So you can get organic farming, right? Organic farming, you make your big old compost heap like this woman has here, and that's great, and that puts a lot of the minerals, maybe not all even, but it puts a lot of the minerals back into the soil, enriches it, and makes it better for us in general. And believe me, we should be buying and eating organic. We just should. That's just common sense. We need to do this. So if you go to the store and if you see organic and if you have to spend just a little more, please do. It's better for you, and ultimately, if fewer people buy the GMO products and stick with the organic prices will come down. They're not that much more anyway. So if we're looking at the effects that minerals have on the body, manganese for the nervous system, you don't think about manganese, it's not mentioned very much, but it helps with memory. It helps with uh, consciousness and your competency in your thinking process. Zinc is not only good for brain function, it's good for immunity. Lithium is good for stabilization of serotonin, which helps us feel better and gives us a higher mood elevation. Potassium, good for oxygen to the brain, but it also relieves anxiety and insomnia. It's also good for muscle recovery. Potassium sodium balance is good for the heart. Then it's a good significant marker if your body is balanced in electrolytes. Zinc, again, the smell, the taste. Magnesium is good for not just heart regulation, but decreasing inflammation we're starting to see. Copper and lung function. Iodine, obviously, with the thyroid gland, and on and on and on. You see all these different things. Even chlorine, even things like, guess what, arsenic and molybdenum. You don't think of molybdenum, but in microscopic amounts, just small amounts, it serves a function in developing keratin so that we have strong nails and healthy hair. Interesting, huh? So we're all familiar with osteoporosis. We see young women and eventually they get that dowager's hump and the spine bends over. But guess what I'm seeing? I'm seeing young women and young men, both in their 20s and 30s, showing evidence of osteopenia, which means that the bones are lacking mineral integrity. And they're well on their way to going into full osteoporosis at much earlier ages. We're looking at the generation of young people between ages 25 through 40 that could actually die before their parents due to age-related, what we used to call age-related illnesses. That should be a frightening prospect for most of us. Muscle recovery. Nope, that's not me. You can tell there's a tattoo and he has no hair. The muscle recover relies heavily on complex mineral complex. We're talking about the exchange of electrolytes, the exchange of salts as muscles develop and get bigger and stronger. You don't have to be a bodybuilder, though. I mean, you could just be, getting into shape, and your body relies on minerals to maintain that lean mass, that lean muscle mass for development and detoxification. You need good minerals to sleep well. If your minerals are out of balance, and if you become, while you sleep, hyperacidic, well, let me give you a good example. If the minerals aren't balanced in your stomach and you get GERD or acid reflux, the corners of your mouth will become red. Why? Because you'll be regurgitating or bringing up stomach acid from the back of your throat into your mouth, and it's burning the sides of your lips. That's one of the diagnostic tools we use to tell if you have acid reflux. If you have a good mineral balance in your system, your pH will not go below where it's supposed to go, but it also won't rise above where it's supposed to be. A complete mineral complex actually promotes balance between salts and acids. An incomplete mineral complex, too much of one thing, not enough of another, promotes further imbalance. Isn't that interesting? So, Ultra Bone and Muscle, it's a complete formulation of every mineral that the body needs. So you can do detoxification and cleansing. You can help with conjugation, so that all of conjugation means is if I want something in my body to become its full potential, to conjugate to its full potential, I need all the minerals there to do that. So it also helps with elimination. You've heard getting a dose of salts. Well, minerals are salts. But if you have a balance, you don't get the runaway thing. So we need all these minerals. Dr. Wallach was right after all. Our Ultra Bone and muscle support is a mega mineral complex. You might find other mineral complexes out there, but if you look at the back of our label, you'll see things on there you will not find on other mineral complexes. I hope you'll try it. If you're like me and you're changing your body, because I had to change my body, right? I'm getting older. So if you're changing your body and you're wanting to prolong your youthful strength and vigor, this has got to be on your shelf and in your body. You probably have questions, don't you? I hope you do. I'm going to hit you up with questions because this is part of our teaching program. But if you do, go ahead and hit me up at drstan@sanoglobalnutrition.com. I'm glad you watched. We're going to have many, many more of these. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.